morning, hello, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Russell, and I'm here to talk to you today about me.
Real talk with Russell?
Yes. This is going to be Real Talk with Russell. So I'm here to talk a little bit about myself and what I represent and who I am. Some of you may have started following me since I was on Making It. Some of you may have been following me and my journey with Christian, my partner, since we've moved to Melbourne in Style by Esther, just being our friends, or our little baby, Vivi. I think it's good for people to be real and not fake, and I just wanted to do a little video where I'm just, just talking, keeping it real.
Yeah.
When you are a content creator or in this kind of
modern world of
business,
social media,
entertainment industry, you tend to put you always have to put your best foot forward, and you always just show the glitz and the glamour. Not saying that I'm going to be showing you like anything other than that, but
because we're just naturally glitz and glamour.
But like I said, when I always say like I said.
Doesn't matter what you said before.
Yeah.
They might have seen that. Say it now.
Oh,
like I always say.
I forgot. Yes, that's me. I said at the beginning that when I started this channel, I wanted it to just be, I don't want it to be fake and makeup and smoke and mirrors and stuff like that. If I look like crap, I look like crap. If I'm having a down day, I'll have a down day. This is going to be a real talk with Russell.
What do you want to talk about?
Like I said, the topic is me.
Very humble.
Very humble.
Yes.
Yeah, this is about who I am and what I represent in the world, in the community, in life, in existing. I'm from the queer community. I'm from the LGBTQI plus community. That's a big part of my life. It's a big part of who I am, and not saying that for some reason I want to say something I haven't been able to get away from, but not that I want to get away from it, but it's something that has always been front and center in my life. So something that I haven't been able to hide away from, something I haven't been able to mask,
or cover up or hide. Your point is there is some people in the LGBT community or that can pass as straight, and they have your sort of feeling is that they have maybe a little bit easier.
I've always said that I am literally a walking advertisement for the queer community. I cannot get away from it. My whole life, since I was little, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, and I don't look upon it as bad things, but people mistook me for a girl. People would ask, are you a boy or a girl? Or, and those would be the taunts, the teasers and stuff like that, but not that it affected me in any way. But it's something that I got used to over time, and I've accepted, and I now use it as an educational point. I use it to I hope better the world in meeting someone like me, that's someone who is like me, who sees someone like me with the little platform I've got. That's the reason why I did Making It. I wanted to be a positive representation for the LGBT community.
And
specifically non-binary people like myself. I do fall under the non-binary umbrella. I am the type of person that doesn't like labels, so I don't like to label myself. A lot of the times I like to call myself, like, I'm Russell. So my pronoun is Russell. So there's no he, she, them. I kind of like the term Russell. Like, I feel like I'm feminine and masculine, but then I also feel I'm not feminine and masculine. I feel like I don't fit into any box. So that's how I feel, and that's my own journey. And lots of people have their own journeys, and you know, and I like to help educate people who aren't familiar, you know, who aren't familiar with the LGBT community, you know, and who may not understand all these new terms. So I'm okay with any pronoun. I'm okay for he, shim, he, she, they, them. Any, I'm happy with any. I'm happy with none. But I'm never going to scold or be angry at someone if they get it wrong, because obviously they're learning, and as long as they're open to learn and know that everyone is different, then I'm happy. I'm happy. And you know, and no one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything as well. I'm learning every day. I'm learning about my own community every day. You know,
and us being of a slightly older generation as well, we need to dismantle what society is ingrained in our heads as well.
Definitely.
And we find it even difficult.
The world is growing so fast, and at the end of the day, as long as you've got an open mind, as long as you're accepting, as long as you're willing to learn, that's the most important thing. What else about me?
So a big part of your life, obviously, is your mental health. You've spoken about it a little bit before in your first few videos. Do you want to go a little bit more in depth into your mental health issues and your mental health journey and what your story is?
Well, a big thing, I think, society in general does not talk about mental health. It is probably the most common thing. It is probably like a nut allergy. You know what I mean? Like it's probably more common than a nut allergy. I reckon more people have mental health problems than health problems. You know? You need to have a good mental health to have any kind of health. You know what I mean? It's such a taboo subject, and it's not spoken about, and people deny it.
Which you did for a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely did not accept that I had mental health. I did see it as a weakness.
You had what? Don't say mental health. And if you say
so I had.
You still don't even want to say the words. You'd rather just say mental health, which doesn't even make sense because mental health sounds like positive. I'm mentally healthy, but you have mental health problems. You don't even say there are problems on there. Anyway.
So, yeah, I have I have had an anxiety problem from a very young age, an undiagnosed one.
Well, you didn't even realise.
Which I didn't even realise until looking back, until exploring my mental health, seeing psychologists and learning about it and finding out about my own mind and how you just adapt. I spent a lot of my youth just adapting and mimicking and just believing that that's what life was like, that it was that extra bit difficult a little bit, and I just had to keep working harder. Me having an anxiety problem that I didn't know about, and then going through a very stressful time in my life, losing someone special in my life.
Real talk, honey.
In 2013, I lost my grandmother, who was a very big part of my life, important part of my life, and that sent me in a spiral, and a really big depressive spiral. That's when I knew something was wrong, and my partner, Christian, he knew something was wrong, and he
I got you to see
he
a psychologist.
told me that I should go see somebody, and that's how I found out that I keep saying probably, all that kind of stuff. I had, from a young age, an anxiety problem that I just dealt with and made my own coping mechanisms, and my nana passing away triggered
you couldn't
to have
turn them off, I guess.
Yeah, to not cope anymore. So to flicked a switch, and the coping mechanisms that I had stopped working. When you do go on a journey of self-discovery and looking at your problems, I did a lot of self-medicating, where without even realizing, that I would drink and other things to enjoy myself and to be happy, to
with other people,
to converse with other people, to be sociable, to I didn't realize that I actually had a problem with large crowds and people being in my space and stuff, because I was so sociable. I was so friendly, and I liked to have fun and stuff like that, and I was bubbly. I kind of gaslighted myself into thinking that I was this happy-go-lucky, bubbly person, which I am, but
there's also that people don't often see.
There's also real shit that you kind of dismiss or box away because it's weakness. I always viewed it as weakness, which it isn't, because I know and I accept it now, but I saw it because that was what society made me feel, and I felt as if I wasn't. I felt as if me accepting that means that I wasn't good enough. That I was weak, that I wasn't strong, because I liked to be strong and independent and be a role model of some sort, and I liked that people liked me. People have always been drawn to me, and because people give off energies, and I guess I must have a positive energy of some sort, and people are drawn to that energy. And I think, I liked having, I thought if I give off a negative energy, people will not want to be around me, and people will not want to be my friend. And so I liked to stay positive, and I guess acting as if nothing was wrong. In realizing that I had a problem, and in realizing that I needed to get help, I knew that I needed to do what would make me happy. A lot of people and society makes you feel like you owe them, you owe life, you owe your family, you owe your friends, you don't
owe anyone happiness.
Yeah, you don't. You only owe yourself, and it's only you only need to make yourself happy. I was always a people pleaser, and I always pleased people to the point where it was a detriment to myself. I think that was good, because this was now a new journey of me looking after myself and putting myself first. That led me to move to Melbourne. Me and Christian, my partner, Christian, Esther, we met in WA, and we were working, and we had a good job, and we were making lots of money, and we had planned to go on this big, massive holiday. And holiday cruise and different countries. It was kind of a little bit of a surprise, like my nana passing. Like she was older, but she was at home. She died in her sleep, and and it kind of was sudden. It wasn't
It was sudden and it was unexpected.
It was unexpected. It wasn't like she was in hospital or anything. And then after, the deep depression and going to find some help, I spoke with a psychologist for a while, and she helped me realize that, this isn't something new. This is something that you've been dealing with for years. She's like, what means the most to you? And she got me to prioritize my life. And from a young age, I always wanted to move to Melbourne. I always wanted something more.
More than Perth.
More than Perth. I love Perth. I love where I'm from. I love my family and friends. But I was a big fish in a small pond. And when you get to a certain level, you get to a certain place in Perth where you either
Perth's go to probably any small town or small towns.
You either go over east or you go overseas.
I was happy to go wherever you were going.
And yes, I had a beautiful partner who I still have a beautiful partner. We were very early in our relationship as well. That was pretty much our first year.
It was a year and 2 years.
A year and a bit.
Year and a half-ish.
And, we're old hats now, 10 years nearly. But that was at the very beginning of our relationship. And, he stood by me and helped me. He was like, yep, let's move. So we cashed in the holiday. We got a refund and we decided to go and live in Melbourne. And then literally it pretty much was to the date of my nan passing. I got a phone call from my mum that she had cancer, and
you decided to go back.
And I decided I decided to go back to WA and look after her. And the initial diagnosis was a little bit
morbid.
Scary. It was quite scary. We didn't know all the information. So, I was on the other side of the country and I was like, oh my God, I've only just starting to get better from losing my grandma, who was an important person in my life. And to now have this, it was like kick a dog while it's down, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh my God. It kind of was like, I did kind of feel as if like I was just getting better. Like I was just like, oh yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling better. And then it was like I got hit by a truck and it was like, oh, your mum's sick. You have to go back. Oh, I don't have to go back. I chose to go back because I wanted to be there for my mother. And she got better. She got better. Like, oh my God. She got better. It was good. Like,
she's actually better than, probably healthier than she was before.
She's better now than what she was. I think she's better mentally and physically and emotionally. It definitely, she now definitely has a better life and she's living a better life. And now that was so long ago as well. Like that, 8 years, I did spend a good 6 months away from Christian, and we had only just moved to Melbourne. So we'd just moved, and then I went back and he stayed because we couldn't afford it. And then I ended up coming back when my mum got better. She had people around her to look after her. I felt better because I'm a worrywart. It was something that I inherited from my nana. My nana was a worrywart. My mum's a worrywart. It runs in our family. We're all worrywarts. I now had my mum's partner. He looked after her. He put my mind at ease at knowing that she wasn't alone. My mum raised me and my sister pretty much by herself. Well, yeah, no. Yeah, no, she did. She did.
You always say pretty much.
I said pretty much. I was like, no, she did. She did raise us by herself. My mum was 17 when she had my sister. And then, 18 years later, she had me. And then she just has us two. She did the best that she could and she did a good job. And I was so worried that something would happen to her. Whew.
It's okay.
But nothing did. And she got better, and I'm so glad that she's better. And yeah, so I pretty much I had to begin again in Melbourne. I moved back to Melbourne, reconnected with Christian. I did started studying. I started an art course. In my prioritizing my life, I realized that I wanted to be in the arts. I wanted to be
something creative.
I wanted to be something creative. It was something that a gift I had when I was little that I was always good at, but I neglected it when I got older because you always get told there's no money in art. There's no, again, what job are you gonna get being an artist? What job, you're gonna get doing drama, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I neglected it and I just went into retail and management and business, and I just concentrated on that and concentrated on money and concentrated on, like, that's what you need in life. That's what you're told to make money and then you die. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, why don't you be happy? Why can't you be happy in life? Why can't you do something that makes you happy in life? This is what I want to say. The thing with mental health, it's not something that you get better. It's something that you're going to live with for the rest of your life. And it's something that you have to, not necessarily deal with, but it's something that you have to manage. You know, you can sometimes fall back into bad habits. You know, we're now where we are, and many different things have happened over the past 8 years. We've got married. Christian was on a TV show, you know. We've had many different opportunities here, and we've grown so much. You know, you do sometimes feel people, another society thing is people feel it, that it's even in the name saying mental illness, you know, like you think that you can get better from it, which you can get better. You can manage it. You can.
There's no
but
cure.
There's no cure. There is no cure. It's not something that is a sickness and that it will go away. And there's like some magical pill. There's some magical thing. Like you can manage it. It's something that you will always have to manage. And I had to deal with that with my journey as well. You know, I thought I was better and I thought I was good, and I went back to normal life, and I put myself in a bad environment, work environment that was not healthy for me, and I ended up having I call them my mental breaks. So, you know, when I lost my grandmother, I had a mental break. And then my second mental break, I had, my mum's mental break was probably part of, it was still Nana. It was an ongoing thing. Nana was like a big, and then Nana's still going, you know what I mean? Like, it always comes back up, you know? So I got a tattoo on my arm of my Nana to remind me to be a better person, to be a kind person, to be an accepting person, to always be the best I can be. And then my next mental break was I had put myself in a bad work environment, and I burnt the candle at both ends. And
3-4 years ago now?
I just,
you had to quit.
I snapped and I had to quit.
Wow.
And because otherwise I would have done something bad to myself or something bad to someone else. Because of that mental break, I now know that I need to not put myself in those situations, not let myself be taken advantage of, to not be a pushover, to not people please, and to not accept being treated shit. You know, when you feel that something is wrong, it's wrong. Yeah. Don't be gaslitten. That is the word of the fucking century. Since then, I've fully concentrated on working with Christian, my partner. We've 100%, both of us, even in the last 3 years, pretty much the same time, 100% been installed by Esther, and
running our own business,
working for ourselves, and we've been happier for it, you know, mentally, with our mental health, you know, maybe our physical health could be a little bit better, but we like to eat. And I wouldn't have it any other way, you know. Some people can't work with their partners, but I previously have worked with Christian back when we were in WA.
The company we were making lots of money at, we worked together. We got the jobs together, and we enjoyed it so much. So we always wanted to get back to working together again. Yeah. And doing that through our own business was even better, because we can live our life the way we want and our schedule the way we want. We don't have anyone above us telling us what to do.
Oh yeah, because Christian also as well has dealt with problems in his life and dealt with shit with workplace as well. We don't like working for the man. We don't like
9 to 5 office.
Never
again.
No. We want to work to make ourselves money. We don't want to work to make someone else money. Yeah. We don't want to, and we want to work to make ourselves happy. Yeah. You know, most important is happiness. Most importantly is happiness. Working for ourselves, it gives us the opportunities to be together. So, you know, I get to be with the person that I love. And, you know, it also allows us to have that work-life balance. It's been the world of good for my mental health. I'm much happier, you know, than where I was. You know,
you still struggle?
I still struggle. I still have my bad days. But that's what I was saying before. Mental health is something that you have to manage. Well, I hope you enjoyed keeping it...
Real talk,
yeah.
Real talk?
I hope that you enjoyed Real Talk with Russell. And if you want me to do more videos like this, let me know. If there's certain topics you want to talk about, if you have any questions, people can reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook, or in the comments below. You know, if you want the whole world to see it, not that there's the whole world. There's like, you know,
80 people.
89,
we're getting there.
No, 90. I got 90.
So thank you to the 90 people.
So, thank you to the 90 subscribers who've subscribed to Procrastinating with Russell. Make sure that you take some time for yourself, which also goes with my channel, because crafting and, you know, doing a hobby is something that's good for your mental health. So thank you again, and love you, and good night.
I'll see you in the next video.
I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Oh, and there's some good secret news coming up.
Oh yes. There's going to be some new developments in our life, which will be
shared with you forthwith.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
So bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye. Bye. Love you. Bye-bye.
You said it was going to be quick.
I still think you're going to cut out all the waffling.
Yeah, but it's going to take me 5 hours to cut it down.
No, it won't. If there's only 30 minutes, it only will take you 30 minutes.
No, it doesn't. That's not how it works.
Yes, it does.
Goodbye. Let me get...
Bye-bye. Oh, I love every little video. Was that good? Did you like that? I liked it, but was it enough?